Yo, what's up guys? We are back and today I woke up to some crazy shit. And if you look at basically any PokeTuber that's uploaded a video within the last couple hours, they're likely gonna start the video saying I woke up to some crazy stuff. And it's true. Some crazy things have happened this morning. What are those things? Well, we've had some leaks. Not rumors, leaks. Alright? There's been some leaks from Niantic's network traffic. And before I get into what it is, what it looks like, all this stuff, I want to say right now, if you don't want to be spoiled to anything, if you don't want any spoilers for the upcoming games or upcoming Pokemon Go stuff, then leave now. Okay? That is your warning. Because this, potentially, is a really big spoiler. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, now's your opportunity to leave. That being said, if you're still here, if you're still watching, I'm going to continue assuming that you're okay being spoiled for upcoming Pokemon stuff. And we're going to talk about these leaks. So now that we're all clear, now that we've gotten rid of all the viewers, hopefully, that don't want to be spoiled, let's talk about what's been leaked. In Pokemon Go's network traffic, it was found that we have a new Pokemon in the network traffic. Now, when I say new, I'm not talking about a Piplup or a fucking Fire Monkey or anything like that, fucking Chimchar, right? I'm not talking Gen 4, okay? I'm not talking Gen 5, 6, or 7. I'm talking a new Pokemon that we have never seen before. So let that sink in for a minute, okay? I'm not talking Gen 4 in Pokemon Go. I'm talking a brand new Pokemon. What does this Pokemon look like, you may ask? Well, as far as we know, it looks like this. This is a 3D model that was found in the network traffic of Pokemon Go early this morning or late last night, sometime very recently as of recording this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some people don't like the design. I think it's fucking adorable. I love it. I love everything. It's very simplistic, but I like that about it. It's very, I don't know, there's just something about the design that I really like. But some people don't like the design, and that's fine, you don't have to. But there's a lot of controversy in this, and a lot of confusion. So I want to try to clarify some things. Albeit, I'm not an authority for Niantic or Pokemon or anything like that. So take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. I don't have any profession with working with Niantic. I don't know anybody who works with Niantic. So take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. A lot of people are saying that this is a placeholder. And the reason why a lot of people are thinking that is because in Pokemon Go, this model is labeled as Kecleon, which obviously this is not a Kecleon. However, in the Unity files for this very same design, this very same model, it is listed as Pokemon 892. Obviously, Kecleon is not 892, nor are we anywhere close to being at 892 in Pokemon Go, or even Pokemon as a whole, because right now I think we're at like 807. So, that means there's a bit of a discrepancy there, but I believe this is a new Pokemon. There's a lot of people saying it's just a placeholder for Kecleon. Alright. Now, I don't work with Niantic. I don't know anybody who's ever worked with them. I don't know how they handle placeholders over there. Okay? But I'm going to go over why I believe that this is not a placeholder. And I'm going to make a pretty big bet as well. So, this is actually going to be really entertaining. Or potentially. I am going to bet one of my shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go that this is not a placeholder. Meaning, if this is a placeholder, and this doesn't end up being a new Pokemon, I will, on camera, delete one of my shinies in Pokemon Go. That is how confident I am that this is a new Pokemon. Now I'm going to go over why I don't believe this is a placeholder. Typically, again, I don't know how Niantic does things. I don't know what their, protocols are for placeholders and all that. But typically, when you have a placeholder, even for a 3D game, typically it's just a 2D asset to fill a file space, right? So typically it'll just be a 2D asset, a little circle or, something with a question mark on it. Something very simple, not a full 3D model, right? Typically. Let's assume, for the benefit of the doubt, right? Let's give all the people who are saying that this is a placeholder, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Let's say, hypothetically, Niantic does use 3D models as placeholders. Which, I'm not saying it's impossible for them to do that. I'm just saying typically you would use a 2D asset as a placeholder. But, let's give all the skeptics out there the benefit of the doubt. Let's say Niantic does use 3D models as placeholders. Well, then this could be a placeholder, right? Well, that would be all fine and dandy if it weren't for the fact that this 3D model is textured, okay? Meaning that it has shaders on it, it has a color, right? It's colored in, it's textured. If this was a placeholder, it would either be a 2D asset, something very simple, just to fill in a space, or it would be an untextured 3D model. Because why would they go through the effort of making a texture for something that is just meant to be a placeholder? So the fact that this 3D model has color to it, has a texture on it, to me, that is proof enough that this is not a placeholder. So, like I said, if it turns out this is a placeholder, I will delete one of my shinies in Pokemon Go, because I am that confident that this is a new Pokemon. So, a lot of people are also saying, one of the arguments as this being a placeholder is that, oh, this bottom section here kind of looks like Ditto's model. So they just took Ditto's model, changed the color a little bit, and then modeled all this stuff on top of it. Now, let me explain why that doesn't make sense as a placeholder if it isn't already obvious. Because some people are in the mindset that this is just Ditto's model down here, which I will admit, it looks similar. It looks similar to Ditto's model down at the bottom here, I will admit. But let me explain why that theory doesn't make any sense and doesn't hold any credibility. Why, if the whole purpose is to make a placeholder and they're gonna take Ditto's model and throw it in here, first of all, why change the color? Like, second of all, why add all this extra shit? Right? Because then it defeats the whole purpose of using an asset you already have. Because you still have to model all this other shit. So, no. I don't believe that's Ditto's model with just a bunch of shit added to it. Alright? And that's because, as a placeholder, that wouldn't make any sense. If the whole point of using Ditto's model is so you didn't have to model anything, then why would you model a bunch of stuff on top of it? Okay, so that's why that whole theory there just kind of falls apart, because logically, it doesn't make any sense. I will admit, it does look similar to Ditto's model. However, I do not believe that this is a placeholder. So I've gone over my reasons behind why I believe this is a real Pokemon. Now let's talk about let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why would Niantic have a new Pokemon like this? Why would they have that model? Because, as we know, Pokemon Go only has up to Generation 3 in it right now, with Generation 4 coming soon. So why would they have a new Pokemon? Okay, because this would have to be a Generation 8 Pokemon if it's a new Pokemon, and not a placeholder. So why would Niantic have this? Well, if you remember, Niantic is working with Game Freak for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So if I resize my screen real quick, because I have this kind of blown up. Give me just a second to resize the screen here. If you remember, back when we got the original Pokemon Let's Go trailer, not any of the newer ones, the original one. If we go here, at the end of the trailer, you can see you receive a present from Pokemon Let's Go, and it'll say you'll meet a special Pokemon. Now, they never clarified what this Pokemon is. However, they did say soon after this in a tweet that it was a Pokemon we had never seen before. So we're getting a new Pokemon in Pokemon Go. This is confirmed by this video here. Now, this video was posted in May. So we knew we were getting a new Pokemon in Pokemon Go at least, but as far back as May, right? So there should be no surprises there. I believe this Pokemon is the Pokemon that we will be getting from that gift. My reason behind that is because we know we're getting some sort of new Pokemon, Gen 8 Pokemon, in Pokemon Go via this right here. Right? We know we're getting it. We know we're getting some sort of Gen 8 Pokemon. So it would make sense that Niantic would have at least one Gen 8 Pokemon model ready to go for when that happens. And I believe this is that Pokemon. Now, I will say here that we don't know anything else about this Pokemon other than how it looks. We don't know its name. We don't know its typing. Presumably it's a Steel type. I believe, based on the design, I believe it's either Pure Steel or Steel Psychic. I think Steel Psychic makes sense. Could potentially be Steel Fairy. But let's talk about something completely different. Let's talk about Ditto. Because it has to be noted that this thing looks awfully similar to Ditto. Now, Ditto, back in Generation 2, was supposed to get an evolution, but it never did. They scrapped the idea, so we never got the evolution. We know this from the Gold and Silver beta that was released on the internet a while back. I did a live stream on it if you want to go look at that. We even found a shiny in it, which was completely unexpected. But we know that Ditto was originally going to have an evolution. We also know that that evolution was supposed to evolve by giving Ditto a metal coat. So the fact that this thing looks similar to Ditto, and it looks like it could be a Steel type? I mean, this thing's obviously a Steel type, right? So this could be a Ditto evolution. This could be a redesign of the Ditto evolution we were supposed to get in Gen 2, but never did. And I believe the fact that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are completely Generation 1, with the exception of the Alolan forms, which are all based off of Generation 1 Pokemon. I believe it would make sense that whatever special Pokemon we get... Sorry about that. That was an alarm I had on my phone. Whatever special Pokemon we get is gonna be related to Gen 1. I believe that makes sense. So this very well could be a Ditto evolution. This very well could be the Ditto evolution that was scrapped in Generation 2. So, is this related to Ditto? It could be. I'm not 100% on that. I'm not willing to bet anything on that. Is this a new Pokemon? I believe yes. I don't believe this is a placeholder. I've given pretty solid arguments as to why this isn't a placeholder. And I'm willing to bet one of my Pokemon Go shinies that this isn't a placeholder. That's how confident I am that this is not a placeholder. So if it is a placeholder, if it turns out that this isn't a new Pokemon, I will delete one of my Pokemon Go shinies on camera. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. And that's about it. So, yeah, I like the design. Also, well, one last thing I want to cover that I almost forgot. A lot of people who do believe this is real and related to Ditto Some people are saying that this is Mega Ditto, right? The Ditto gets a Mega Evolution. Let me just talk about why I don't think that's the case. That's the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this up. I almost forgot to mention that. This is going to be in Pokemon Go. Whatever this Pokemon is, it's going to be in Pokemon Go. Meaning for this to be a Mega Ditto, Mega Evolution would have to be in Pokemon Go, which as of right now, it's not. So, that being said, is it a Ditto Evolution? Is it a Mega Evolution? I don't know. Is it a new Pokemon? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's all I have to say about it. So, let me know what you guys think. Thank all you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become one of the ground babies. I'll see all you guys next time. Goodbye, guys.